His daddy just gave him a participation trophy. If you're gonna retire Shedeur's jersey, retire Shiloh's jersey. Goddamn retire everybody's motherfucking jersey at this point.
Papi is hot commodity.
Light your blood up. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for it.
Why would we light the blunt and then pray?
Because God put this shit on the earth. If he ain't want us to smoke it,
No.
he wouldn't have put it as a harvest.
No.
I'll put it down. Lord, thank you, Jesus, for this day. Thank you for the resurrection. Let everybody see you through us and not us through ourselves. In the name I pray, amen. Let's get back to it. God put this shit on the earth. If God ain't want me to smoke this weed, God wouldn't have made a harvest of weed. Now, if you think about it, you can't put weed as no lotion. You can't use weed as no, like, grass. Weed is only made for the smoke and to get high. So then, if God didn't want me to smoke, he wouldn't have put a weed on this earth just like tobacco. He said it's no difference. So then I'm going to treat it that way. So let's get jiggy. What's up? So we back and we it's our favorite holiday because it's Easter Sunday. You know everybody that went to church and they Sunday's best and goddamn with their mama and shit eating good. But then no. It's my favorite goddamn holiday, and we talking about 420, baby. So, hey, I don't know how y'all feel about me smoking weed on Easter, but God put it on the earth for me to get high. So I'm going to get fried, no cap. So let's get jiggy. Let's get in this shit because I'm sorry, I already done cussed and messed up. I said I wasn't going to cuss this episode, but Adin Ralston pissed me off. So I'm ready to cuss that motherfucker out. I ain't even going to cap. Shit!
Okay, so no, you got to tell me what happened with Adin Ralston and Carmelo Anthony.
Alright, so before we deep dive into the sports, we normally start off with sports, but whenever I have something on my chest, we normally get it off and start there. And that shit really pissed me off when I saw that this nigga, Adin Ross, is a streamer. So Adin Ross is probably the #1 streamer in the world. He's probably bigger than I Show Speed and Kais and that are. They around the same amount of popularity. You know what I'm saying? But this nigga is Jewish. So this nigga goddamn when he was around Michael Rubin introduced Adin Ross to the Patriots, New England Patriots owner, as a Jew. He was like, and he's Jewish. You already know that. So you already know how they be getting plugged in and shit. And we're gonna get it a little bit and down the line. So Adin Ross is this Jewish streamer, and Adin Ross has all of the black entertainers on his own platform. So he's done had many rappers on that platform. Like, that's almost damn near all he be having and interviewing and shit. And that's all his most viral clips is with rappers or Charleston White and people like that. So then, what pisses me off was because Adin Ross want to sit here and he want to say that Carmelo Anthony, he don't know how he's already released on bond because he's a killer. He killed somebody, so he's saying, so if he killed somebody, how is he already released on bond? And that he doesn't understand because he was just he said that if you're getting bullied at school, then you need to go and tell your teachers and your principals and you don't need to act out. Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. Because goddamn Adin Ross, you don't never have nothing to say on violence when you goddamn have Blueface on that motherfucker. Or you bring goddamn 21 Savage, or you bring goddamn Lil TJ, or you bring a lot of niggas that's done went to jail for violent crimes, nigga. And then not even on top of that, every other rapper you done brought on from like Fabio Foreign to everybody, nigga, that you done brought onto your whole platform, everybody goddamn raps about black on black crime. Raps about goddamn robbing niggas, shooting niggas, goddamn fucking these hoes, making them hoes baby mamas and shit. But then this is what I love about rap and hip hop culture because they just speaking what the fuck they see in the hood, which is goddamn facts. You feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You just speaking on what you see and what you done lived. Okay, bet. But then the thing is, if you have such high morals and you have such high things about violence and crime and all this shit, this nigga don't never speak out about that shit when you got them talking to Blueface or you got them talking about 21 Savage and you got them telling them what the fuck they got in their songs and shit, and that is leading the youth to goddamn want to be YNs and shit and want to goddamn tote around shit. No, this nigga goddamn glorifies gang culture. This nigga was on the stream sitting here trying to do gang related goddamn handshakes and shit. You already know how all the real niggas, if you goddamn plugged in the hood, you already know how you goddamn do the handshake and shit. But then this nigga goddamn sitting here trying to goddamn do that shit and goddamn glorify gang culture, glorify black on black crime, because that's the only thing that comes with the goddamn gang culture in the hip hop and shit like that. Now, I love hip hop, so I'm not goddamn saying nothing's wrong with it, because we just speaking about what we see in our situations in our environment. But this nigga goddamn glorifies that shit. He has no problem promoting that shit. He has no problem bringing them niggas on his goddamn platform as long as it's going to help get him $1 and is pushing goddamn black on black crime. But soon as one of his get hit for goddamn bullying us, what the fuck we done goddamn been through. Now, I can personally speak about this shit because I'm from South Carolina. Now, my mama went to goddamn Clemson, so I goddamn grew up in a little better area than my other family. But all my other families from Pickens, South Carolina niggas, look that shit up and look up the demographic from black to white or even just white to minority ratio. It's 99% white up there. Every day them niggas get called nigger at school. I done seen my cousins get suspended I don't know how many times for whooping a goddamn white boy ass. But then, because they getting bullied at school, but then I'ma go report it. I'ma tell you, ain't shit happening to this white boy. He still come to school every goddamn day and call me nigger. So I hit this nigga upside his head and bust him down to the goddamn white meat. But then now I get goddamn suspended. And then now I'm goddamn having to stay out of school. Can't play sports. Can't do this. So then now I just got to shut the fuck up and let these niggas call me nigger and bully me every goddamn day. I'm from where I am from, Clemson, and we got 6 Mile. We got them niggas that on the bus. I had a friend named Michael. He used to fight every day. They labeled him as a problem child, as a thug and all this. But he was fighting every day on the bus because they bullying him, calling him nigger and shit. But then if Michael would have knocked one of them white boys the fuck out, and then one of them white boys just hit their head and accidentally died or some shit, I wouldn't have felt bad, because we all know niggas that's getting bullied by these white boys at school every day, and you goddamn go and report that shit to your teachers and shit, and nothing the fuck happens. So then I don't know about Carmelo Anthony's personal situation. That's the reason why I'm not talking about that shit. But Adin Ross don't either, so shut the fuck up. That nigga said I don't mean no disrespect, but you led with disrespect. I hate when niggas say no offense, but you about to offend my ass. Just goddamn don't say it, nigga, because you goddamn let all these rappers on your motherfucking platform, and you goddamn don't have a problem with them promoting gang culture, knowing what gang culture leads to. But then soon as one of yours get hit, nigga, you gotta speak out against violence. Now you got a problem with goddamn killers being released when all the goddamn people that you be interviewing are killers that got released out of jail, nigga. Like, this nigga goddamn is crazy as fuck. All your goddamn people that you be having on your stream, nigga, are all violent crime offenders. Now, I'm a goddamn felon, so I don't goddamn judge nobody. Only God can judge. So why the fuck are you opening up your mouth, Adin Ross? Shut the fuck up, nigga. That shit pissed me off. No cap. So I had to get that shit off my chest. So then that's gonna lead me into something else that I gotta get off my chest too. The FSU the FSU shooting. That's how this nigga was the most cowardice nigga in the world. Because I can goddamn speak on what the fuck you got it. I don't know exactly what the goddamn nigga's situation was, but my mama's a police officer, so I kind of could relate with that nigga from that sense. But then one thing that did connect me to this shit, the reason why I'm talking on this motherfucking so emotional about this shit, is because that nigga killed a real motherfucking nigga, and I know that nigga. That nigga helped raise me, bro, because it takes a whole village to help raise a goddamn little jit. My mama goddamn was an only single mom. My mama didn't have nobody to rely on, so my mama used to have to take me to work with her and shit. So then everybody think I be bullshitting and shit when I say I never missed a home Clemson game till I was like 17 years old, but I never missed a home Clemson game. You good. I was sitting there, never missed a home Clemson game. I was at every single one. And I would stay there till 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, like hours after and before, because I'm there with my mama. Now, my mama worked in the bank. My mama worked where all the concessions came and got their money and brought their money. Everybody that makes money in the whole venue of the Clemson Stadium, right at gate 1, you go to this bank. And so then that's where my mama worked as the security guard. So then they used to let my mama in. I was the only child. They didn't let no other man. And the person that let her, the big dog of that motherfucker, he's the one that got shot in FSU. The nigga used to goddamn take me to get me food, bring me food. Nigga goddamn help me get some Clemson gear. Used to take me on the field. Nigga used to show me around. I grew up in that stadium, bro. Every Saturday, I was there if it was a home game. And I was the only child that nigga used to let be in that motherfucker and come watch the games and shit. And then that nigga goddamn used to help me out, raise me, help give me food, help my mama out. Didn't mind if I came there because he knew what the fuck my mama was going through. Real ass nigga. That's how I know that FSU shooting, that nigga did not kill nobody for no fucking purpose. Like that nigga sitting here killing good people. And that shit, and then he don't even know who he affected. Now he affected somebody like me. Because now when I go and I watch the news and I see that shit, my mama send me that shit like, oh my God, Addison. I'm like, what the fuck? That nigga killed a good ass man. He had 2 children. Good ass father, good ass wife, good ass husband. He had a wife and a family. These were family men that this nigga went and killed. Now, I don't know what type of stress you going through in life, but please just kill yourself, nigga. Do not go and kill innocent people that's sitting here doing good in the world, that's sitting here trying to help the next generation become something. Because then you sitting here killing off good people. That ain't nothing but distractions and the devil. And I don't even know who the fuck that white boy was. I don't know what you was going through, bro. But I have a mom that was in law enforcement. Nigga, like that's the only reason why he didn't get killed, because so obviously the nigga must be from around Tallahassee somewhere in Tally. So then if his mom's on the sheriff's office around Tally, I can almost guarantee you the even retired officers, I don't know how long she was there, but if she's there and she was a good cop and had a long tenure, I guarantee you get favoritism, you get responsibilities, because I done been there. I done been pulled over and shit many fucking times. High as hell. Car smell like weed and all. And then they like, Addison, take your ass home. Thank you. No cap. So then I done got the favoritism. So that's the only reason why I know that nigga did not get shot. And that's one thing that pisses me off, that every time these niggas goddamn go out and start crashing out on us black folks, these niggas don't never get shot and killed. Just like that nigga that came down to Charleston, South Carolina and shot up that whole black church. Nigga, nothing happened to him. He walked out with that little ugly ass haircut and all. But then I'm not even gonna talk about George Floyd and shit, like, or Trayvon Martin that's running away and don't even got weapons and shit. I'm not even gonna talk about the unarmed black people that's dying for no reason. But let's talk about the goddamn black people that are being aggressive and shit. Me and my mama, she's an ex-police officer, and I'll tell y'all this prime story right here. My mama's an ex-police officer, and like I said, we from a racist ass part of South Carolina in the upstate. So then we sitting there outside waiting for the goddamn driving school to come pick us up so I can go take my driving classes. We sitting outside this little ass mom and pop restaurant called the Liberty Bell. So then they goddamn called the police on me and my mama saying that they think we about to rob them. Because we black. We the only black people sitting in the goddamn parking lot, and so then they think we gonna rob them. Nigga, my mama's a whole police. So since they thought they were gonna rob them, the police came pulling out their weapons on me and my mama and shit. My mama's a whole police, and that's what the fuck my mama said. Nigga, I'm a goddamn police for the goddamn sheriff's office, nigga. I'm a goddamn detective. Look me the fuck up, nigga. You tripping. And then she was like, you pulling out guns on my son and shit? My mama was mad as fuck. But then, like, that's the treatment we fucking get. They want to shoot first and ask questions later. So then, with them, they want to ask, sir, put your gun down. Sir, I done seen many goddamn videos where white people be aggressive with police. White people get pulled over, they get the fuck out the car. Nigga, you're tripping. Why the fuck are you pulling me over? We get the fuck out the car. Boom, 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 boom. Damn, I thought niggas is scared. That's why they scared of us. So then they want to sit here and shoot first and ask questions later because they scared. Nigga, that shit just rubs me a whole wrong way. That nigga went and killed a real good man. So rest in peace to that nigga. Nah, No cap. So now we can get into the show for real. We can goddamn get into some sports, and I can talk some shit for real. But I just had to talk about some real shit real quick because that nigga killed a real good man that had a part in my life. And so I know if that nigga goddamn knowing the woman that my mom was, so he looked out for me. I already can tell that he was down at FSU, so ain't no telling how many other black kids, Mexican kids, or white kids that nigga done helped out and done did the same things for. And that man done came down there and killed a real good man. So I can already tell that nigga was just coming down there looking for blood. Didn't give a fuck who he was just shooting. So let's get into these sports. No cap.
All right. Is Cam Newton a Hall of Famer?
Cam Newton is Is Cam Newton a Hall of Famer? Damn, that's a good ass question because now if it was just like basketball, then you would have to say hell yeah, because basketball, they look at the career of the of your basketball career from high school to college to the pros. So then that all can get you into the Hall of Fame. That's really what helped Carmelo Anthony get into the Hall of Fame. You feel me? But then is Cam Newton an NFL Hall of Famer? Damn, I want to say yes because that nigga was goddamn probably he was if it wasn't for him, it would be no Josh Allen. He was the beginning of mobility quarterbacks for my generation, like big mobility quarterbacks. Somebody that's big, powerful. Because if it wasn't for him, there would be no there would be no Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson only won 3 games in goddamn college, and that nigga goddamn only had a passing percentage, I think, of like 50. That nigga had a terrible ass passing percentage, terrible winning percentage. Nigga goddamn, he only started 1 year in college, but the nigga was so big, fast, and strong, and they goddamn had Cam Newton traits. You feel me? So then off the backs of Cam Newton and seeing how good his career panned out, that got that nigga drafted in the first round. If before Cam Newton, that nigga would have went undrafted. No cap. And they still goddamn kicking there, regretting their decision that they undrafted this goddamn injury-prone ass nigga. But then Cam Newton being a Hall of Famer. Damn! God, can I look up some stats real quick? Let me look up some stats. I ain't gonna look at your search history real quick, shawty. But, goddamn, oh, you got that Touch ID private shit. Hold up. Hey, that girl got that deal. She got that solidified FBI shit on that motherfucker. Hold up. I like it. No cap. So then we got them. Let me see. Cam Newton. Let me see. How many times did Cam Newton become an All-Pro? Cam Newton, 11 seasons, 3 times. Damn. That's Hall of Fame got 3 times? Hey Siri, how many times was Cam Newton a Pro Bowler? 3 times. So 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. And then let me look at your passing yards. Where does Cam Newton rank in passing yards and winning percentage? I love this AI shit. This AI shit be telling you everything you want to know. No cap. He's 54th in NFL history with 32% passing yards. God damn. Okay. So then, who has the lowest amount of passing yards in the Hall of Fame right now currently? George Blanda with but that was in 1966. No cap, but it's George Blanda. Who the fuck is that nigga? No cap. But then I would say, I'm sorry. I would say that Cam Newton is a Hall of Famer. But then if Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer, then you gotta put goddamn like Joe Flacco won a goddamn lot. But then if Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer, then you gotta make Eli Manning a Hall of Famer. And Eli Manning is definitely not no motherfucking Hall of Famer. So then I can't give Cam Newton the Hall of Fame. Now, if it was off nostalgia and out of my heart, nigga, you would have a gold jacket. But then me being realistic, No, that nigga might be a Hall of Famer in like 30-40 or 20-34 or something, 20-45, but that nigga is not gonna be no Hall of Famer no time soon because goddamn Eli Manning, that nigga's goddamn, they asking if he's a borderline Hall of Fame ass nigga. This nigga was goddamn glorified Tony Romo. That nigga goddamn had terrible, now Tony Romo goddamn had great regular seasons. Could not, so they were opposites, but they damn near were identical because Tony Romo had great regular seasons, could never win in the postseason. Goddamn, Eli Manning, terrible ass regular seasons, but that nigga goddamn beat Tom Brady twice. So then you goddamn thinking like, but then with him being a Manning, that last name alone's gonna push him a little further, you know what I'm saying? But then that nigga Eli Manning is definitely not no Hall of Famer because that nigga goddamn, that nigga Eli Manning was horrible. Like, and then the two Super Bowls that he won, he won off of a lucky ass play. He won off because the nigga pinned the goddamn catch on his fucking helmet. Then he won another one because of goddamn Steve Smith, that was his name. Steve Smith caught that good ass motherfucking catch. Now that was a dime. I gotta give it to him. You feel me? But you gotta think of the teams that nigga had. That nigga had goddamn Justin Tucker. He got Jason Pierre-Paul. That nigga had Brandon Jacobs. That nigga had Bradshaw. That nigga goddamn had some squads. Victor Cruz. That nigga was over there doing the salsa and shit. That nigga had some motherfucking squads and got Hakeem Hicks. That nigga had some squads at the goddamn Giants, you feel me? So then, that nigga goddamn, the both Super Bowls he won, it was really because, nigga, all you gotta do is goddamn just don't turn over the ball and manage the fucking game and do what Tom Brady does best and you might be able to beat him. But then, no, Eli Manning ain't no goddamn Hall of Famer, so then Cam Newton's not. But I wish that nigga was. Now, if that nigga would have won that Super Bowl in 2015, that nigga would have been a Hall of Famer. But that's what the fuck, because he's an MVP as well. So then that's why I'm like, this nigga Cam, he got some goddamn, he got some jury on his shelves and shit. That nigga goddamn done won some accolades. But then that shit as a goddamn Carolina native, that shit pissed me the fuck off. Because we goddamn been waiting all this time since 1999 for us to goddamn go to the Super Bowl, and then you goddamn don't want to jump on a fumble. Yes, I'm still gonna bring that shit up 10 years later, cause that shit pissed me off, Cal. I was over there rooting for you as a 15-year-old. I saw you go through the motherfucking Seahawks. I saw you goddamn that whole season dabbing with a wrench, dabbing with a dabber wrench. No cap. I saw that nigga over there. Superman, you feel me? That nigga had me wearing the moon boots and all. No cap. That nigga I played receiver and I still wore some Cam Newtons. No cap. So then, that nigga, I was over there rooting for that nigga. He had the whole Carolinas lit. And then that nigga goddamn don't want to dive on a fumble. And then goddamn Peyton Manning can throw for 100 yards and goddamn beat your ass all because of Von Miller? Come on, bro. I'm like, come on, Cam. I thought that you was the MVP. I thought you was goddamn Superman, bro. And then you let them bring that kryptonite and goddamn fucked your ass. That shit made me mad. So let's go. Next question. Come on, we gotta get hot takes.
We're gonna get hot takes. Okay, who should draft Shedeur Sanders?
Who should draft Shedeur Sanders is definitely the Las Vegas Raiders, because if you thinking about personality, that nigga got the biggest personality for the biggest personality city in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go to Vegas. Ain't nowhere like Vegas, baby. Ain't nothing like goddamn Shedeur. Ain't that nigga say? But then that nigga should not play his first year. I'm gonna be honest, that nigga is not no day one starter. And that nigga should not want to be a day one starter. Because if you goddamn look at day one starters in the history of goddamn day one starters, let's just look at the last day one starters we done seen in the last 5 years, you feel me? Now Jaden Daniels and goddamn CJ Stroud are exceptions. That's the reason why Jaden Daniels, I knew that nigga was gonna be good, but I didn't know that nigga was gonna be that good. Not his first year, you know what I'm saying? Because normally it's an adjustment period. But then that nigga played so much college ball, I guess he was more experienced. But then that's what I'm saying. Shedeur goddamn only played Goddamn, he played HBCU ball for 2 years. Then you go and you play you play HBCU ball for 2 years. Then you go play at Colorado for 2 years. In Colorado, now you getting a taste of some actual competition. The nigga look great, yes. You helped turn around, yes. But you're not a day one starter because then let's look. You goddamn got Caleb Williams, looks terrible. You goddamn got Justin Fields, goddamn still fighting for a career. You goddamn got Josh Rosen, who you goddamn got who like all these niggas that we goddamn are pushing to start day one. Who else? Let me think. Damn near everybody. Off the top of my Trevor Lawrence was looked as a generational ass pick. They said nobody was like Trevor Lawrence since Peyton motherfucking Manning. And that nigga goddamn now they sitting here calling him a bust. You want to know why? Because we goddamn as a generation, we don't have no patience. We don't want to let these kids develop. We don't want to let these kids go through 4 or 5 years. Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions. How many times his own rookie year? So how many times are we going to say this and still goddamn be trying to fire niggas after 2 or 3 years? No, it's going to take niggas on time to figure it out. Anthony Richardson, day one starter, but then now this nigga's fighting for a job. But then no, if you just sit a year or two, you might end up like Patrick Mahomes. You might end up like Jordan Love. You might end up even like Michael Penix. What wasn't the plan for that nigga to start last year for the Atlanta Falcons? That's why they brought in Kirk Cousins, non-mobility ass. But then that nigga goddamn was sitting back there looking like a motherfucking statue. So then they goddamn had to go and get motherfucking Michael Penix. So then they're like, it's your time to shine, nigga. But that nigga had more than half a season to sit and just practice, watch film, learn how to be a pro, learn how my schedule goes, learn how I gotta operate to get the game day. And now I'm figuring it out. Now I'm ready to start. But then if they rush that nigga Shedeur to start, then they gonna be sitting here calling that nigga a bust and trying to get that nigga the fuck out of goddamn the Raiders and shit. When them niggas ain't had a good fucking quarterback. Like Derek Carr's mediocre, you know what I'm saying? But you looking at Shedeur to be better than Derek Carr's career. So if you want him to be better than Derek Carr, then goddamn sit him for the year. You got that ugly weasel looking nigga at quarterback. Just keep that Pyramid, I think that's his last name. Keep him at quarterback and then let Shedeur sit for like 1 year. Come in that next season. There's no rush, bro. If you want to have a long, successful career, because now they don't have the patience for you to goddamn figure shit out. Because that first year, yes. That next year, they're going to look for a big leap. If that big leap's not there, that third year's a make and break year. If that third year you're not making the playoffs and shit, then they might not even extend your contract and they going to trade you. And so then now your career's looked at a whole different way. But that's the reason why Sam Darnold and shit now later on in his career and Baker Mayfield later on in their careers, they goddamn are looking like all pro quarterbacks. They're like, oh, they done figured it out. Oh, we don't know what's done happened. No, nigga, it's because they done matured now. They done realized the league now. They done realized how to become a pro now. And so then now in year 5, 6, 7, I'm actually playing like a top 10 quarterback. Now I can get my niggas to the playoffs. No, I might not be more talented than this other nigga, but I might know how to beat this other nigga. That's what matters in the NFL. It don't matter if you can throw that ball farther, more accurate. It matters if you goddamn can manage the game and win that motherfucker. But then you goddamn already have so much nepotism, goddamn Shedeur. So then that's the reason why I'm like, this nigga don't need to go and be no day one starter anyway, because he's not ready to hear all that goddamn bashing. This nigga goddamn that been lifted up his whole life by his damn daddy. His daddy just gave him a participation trophy for goddamn participating to turn around the program at goddamn Colorado. So he retired his jersey with Travis Hunter, knowing that damn well that's some bullshit. Travis Hunter, now, I'm not even no Colorado fan, so I'm not even gonna,
Why is it bullshit?
Because Colorado fans called it out and said that, Colorado fans called it out and they said that Cordell nigga, or I think his name was Cordell or Cunningham, but you see, we don't even know that nigga's name. But I guess real Colorado fans was pointing out that they actually have some players that finished like top 5 in the Heisman voting and shit like that could have goddamn been notable players to retire their jerseys before Shedeur. On his first season, this nigga ain't even made it to the league yet, and you already retiring his jersey? Now, Travis Hunter, yes, Travis Hunter's the first Heisman that Colorado ever done had. He helped turn around the program, transform things. So he should have been the only person that got his jersey retired, especially right then and there. Them niggas ain't even goddamn, like, it took CJ Spiller, I don't know how many years to goddamn get his jersey retired, and he was Clemson's first 5-star recruit. He was Dabo Swinney's first 5-star recruit. He's the one that helped change around the whole program. CJ Spiller, goddamn, if it wasn't for CJ Spiller, it would have been no Sammy Watkins, D-Hop. It would have been no Taj Boyd. It would have been no goddamn Andre Ellington. It would have been none of them niggas coming into Clemson. And without them niggas goddamn coming in and losing to South Carolina every year, now that shit used to piss me off. But if it wasn't for them niggas, then it would have been no Deshaun Watson coming in. It would have been no goddamn Trevor Lawrence coming in, winning no national championships for us. So we know who goddamn started that shit. And we know it was goddamn CJ Spiller first. Then we know it was goddamn D-Hop and them. D-Hop done had a whole Hall of Fame career, and this nigga don't even got his goddamn jersey retired at Clemson. But then if it wasn't for their generations, they're the ones who turned around Clemson's whole program to be national championship contenders now, because they was the ones that goddamn wanted to take a risk on Dabo Swinney and believed on him, and then they was the ones that went out and proved how good of a coach he was. So then now we were able to get better recruits. But then no, goddamn, this nigga goddamn wants to goddamn uplift Shedeur so much and goddamn you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. Don't want to tell him nothing, and to the point where if he's gonna retire goddamn Shedeur, if he's gonna retire Travis' jersey, then he's gonna then he's gonna retire Shedeur's jersey too. But then if you're gonna retire Shedeur's jersey, you should have retired Shiloh's jersey. Go and retire goddamn retire everybody's motherfucking jersey at this point. Shit, retire the whole motherfucking team's jersey. At this point, no cap, because Shedeur, yes, that nigga was fire. I ain't gonna cap. Yes, that nigga, he's gonna be a first round pick. Yes, that nigga was one of the best quarterbacks in the league and one of the most entertaining people to watch. Yes, but that does not get your jersey retired. Put you in the Hall of Fame. That nigga's in the Hall of Fame because he had a losing ass season, because he didn't even win no fucking bowl game both motherfucking seasons. Like, this nigga when it times to fucking win, what are you giving the goddamn reward to? Because the nigga has some good stats? You give the award to because of shit that you're assuming of y'all's progression? We don't even know if goddamn Coach Prime is about to even goddamn win no natties and shit. So they sitting here talking about a turnaround in goddamn Colorado because they did go 1-11, yes. But then going on 4 and whatever the fuck that next year, and then now this last season was their best season, no cap. But doing that does not get you into the Hall of Fame. That does not goddamn get you into. That does not get your jersey retired. Like, that is goddamn nepotism out the motherfucking ass. Like, Travis Hunter, yes. And I don't even know why the fuck they goddamn even retiring their jersey so soon. Like, now if you would have waited a few years and we saw how the goddamn program really turned out after these niggas, to see if these niggas really turned that shit around, then we'll be like, all right, bet. But then no, this nigga's retiring, and before these niggas even get out of Colorado. God damn, Dion. At this point, you should have goddamn retired Shiloh's jersey. At this point, you should have retired Junior's jersey, the media boy. You should have retired everybody's jersey then at that point, motherfucker. Because Shedeur, the nigga's talented as fuck, but the nigga is not no Hall of Fame quarterback. The nigga goddamn, you should have retired his jersey more at JSU than at Colorado. But then no, you want to goddamn retire that shit at Colorado because that nigga didn't even win no bowl game both years. The nigga goddamn, if you total up his total record at Colorado, it's a losing ass record. So we goddamn celebrating losing now and celebrating mediocrity, and that's not setting that nigga up for goddamn league. I promise y'all that.
Alright, let's take it to basketball.
Alright, let's take it to the hardwood, shawty. So James Harden and goddamn, so James Harden, that nigga is motherfucking fire. That nigga, James Harden, that's nigga is a Hall of Famer already, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I wish the nigga could fucking win because he's carrying the Clippers on his motherfucking back by himself and going against them Denver Nuggets, that motherfucker gonna be hard. No cap. Russell Westbrook, that nigga goddamn is definitely a Hall of Famer, but that nigga goddamn needs his motherfucking flowers because that was a juggernaut of a goddamn game yesterday. And that game was back and forth. If it wasn't for James Harden, big body ass, goddamn, then that nigga put up, I think, like 27, 30 in overtime win. That nigga goddamn snapping at an old age, carrying them on their back. But then Russell Westbrook, this nigga goddamn got the worst goddamn reputation in the world. Everybody goddamn want to kill this nigga and trade this nigga and kick him while it's down. This nigga done played for I don't know how many teams, and this nigga's damn near top. This nigga is a top 3 point guard of all time. Stop playing with the niggas top. Because if you goddamn gonna consider Oscar Robinson's old ass goddamn top 3, top 5 point guards of all time, then you gotta put Russell Westbrook over that nigga. Because no, that nigga did not win no championship. But then Oscar Robinson did, yes. But then let's get the level of competition that this nigga done played with. Oscar Robinson goddamn played with goddamn Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and shit. You feel me? In Milwaukee. So yeah, that nigga, he played with one of the best players of all fucking time. So did Russell Westbrook, they gonna say. They gonna say Russell Westbrook played with LeBron, but that was not a great fit at all. Goddamn Oscar Robertson, all he had to do for goddamn Kareem was fit. You feel me? So then, but Russell Westbrook, you goddamn got LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. You got all these goddamn juggernauts and it's too many balls. So then, I already knew that wasn't going to be a good fit. That's why I was pissed off when the Lakers went and got that nigga. But ever since he went to the Lakers, them niggas been trying to make him the scapegoat for everybody. No cap. He done been sitting here traded I don't know how many times. They be sitting here trying to clown this nigga like he can't play. My nigga done developed the jump shot this late in his career. My nigga still got a high motor this late in his career. My nigga still can average a triple-double any given night. And he's the reason why the Denver Nuggets won last night. Now, if my nigga goddamn, my nigga is the reason why they lose sometimes too, because he got that high motor, so he don't know how to turn that shit off. You feel me? But Russ is gonna be Russ. Would you rather have Russ or would you rather have AD? You feel me? Because then we gonna sit here and say the top 3 point guards, top 5 point guards of all time. You gotta put Magic. You gotta put who? You got to say Magic, Steph Curry. Those are arguably 1A, 1B. And then you're going to put Steve Nash, John Stockton, Allen Iverson. I'd rather have Russell Westbrook over all 3 of them names because Allen Iverson, no, that nigga was nice. That nigga down there did that shit by himself. So no, I'm not going to put that nigga over goddamn Russell Westbrook. But goddamn Russell Westbrook, that nigga done average, I don't know how many triple-doubles. That nigga's the stat king, no cap. So
will Russell Westbrook finally get his first ring, or is he a problem?
No, but he's not gonna get his first ring this year because he got to go through the Lakers. Now the Lakers goddamn look like they struggled with goddamn the Timberwolves, but that's only game 1. You don't never worry about game 1 because game 1 is where you feel each other out. So we don't worry about that shit. The Wolves can have that shit. But then I don't think he's gonna win one this year, but he might win one next year if they keep him. They definitely don't need to trade him. Now I saw that he was getting trade packages at Sacramento and shit like that, talking about for next year and shit. That nigga needs to stay with the goddamn Denver Nuggets because they goddamn have this nigga in as a closing lineup. Now, if you got Russell Westbrook in over Michael Porter Jr. in your closing lineup, something's fucking wrong, Mike Malone. All because you want to play that other motherfucking white boy. Because Michael Porter Jr. wasn't having a good game, that's when you got to have faith in your players. That, okay, this nigga done missed 15, this nigga done missed 10, but this nigga about to come out and be hot in overtime. You know what I'm saying? But if you sit that nigga the whole second half, the whole fourth quarter, you can't bring that nigga back in. So now he got Russell Westbrook playing closing minutes. And Russ was playing well because the things that he lacks, he got better with shooting, but he hustles. He's the best hustle player. He's going to give 100% each and given night. I'd rather have a player like that than I would AD, somebody that's got all the talent in the world, but it's wasted potential. Goddamn, that nigga's goddamn hurt every other motherfucking game. And the nigga goddamn only time we ever seen AD really play like AD was when he was in New Orleans. Now that nigga wanted to go to goddamn play like that. Now that he don't got LeBron, that nigga over there flicking birdies and shit at LeBron. Nigga, you need to flick a birdie at yourself in the mirror. Because if you goddamn play like Anthony motherfucking Davis and stop playing like goddamn Jannard Davis, nigga, then goddamn you would still be a Los Angeles Lakers. We would have goddamn traded goddamn Austin Reeves or something and goddamn kept your ass. But then no, nigga, because Nico Harris obviously wanted to goddamn get rid of Luka. So he didn't give a fuck. We had to probably offer goddamn Austin Reeves, but we wanted to keep Austin Reeves because we bet more on our future with Austin Reeves than we did goddamn than we do with AD. And so that's a problem.
So
but
what's New Orleans team? What's New Orleans team?
New Orleans, the Pelicans. So they got Zion, big freaky ass.
No
No cap. So that nigga goddamn when him and DeMarcus Cousins, them niggas was some dogs. I ain't gonna cap. DeMarcus Cousins, now that was the most slept on goddamn duo back in the day. Now that was most dynamic duo. DeMarcus Cousins, I wish that nigga's career panned out a whole different way because DeMarcus Cousins, he was always labeled as a problem child because he was outspoken and shit like that. But he had anger issues and shit like that. But the nigga was goddamn talented. Once that nigga goddamn started tearing all his Achilles up and shit like that, he was all fat and shit. Nigga couldn't run no more. But then before that nigga could move. That nigga was playing like goddamn. He was goddamn stretch five before stretch fives was even existing for real. That nigga was one of the first stretch fives. And him and A. That's like positionless basketball. Means that you got 7-footers that can shoot the fucking three. So then now that's when you playing the Pelicans. Then you got Anthony Davis and that nigga. And they both got them doing a pick and roll with each other. Imagine a pick and roll with two big ass 7-foot niggas that both can play point. Like they playing like a point guard. That was the most underrated team. They had Rajon Rondo. They had Drew Holiday. That team made the playoffs. That team made a playoff push. I remember Anthony Davis goddamn laying out in the goddamn shit like that after hitting the three. That shit was lit back in the day. But DeMarcus Cousins, I wish that he was the biggest woulda, coulda, shoulda in my generation. Like I wish that nigga's career turned out a whole lot differently. But I definitely think that I know the Lakers gonna come out the West because we struggling with them boys. We struggling with them young bulls. We got Anthony Edwards out of the goddamn Atlanta, you know, ATLA. Oh no. So then that nigga from down the street, that nigga from Atlanta. So that nigga went to Georgia.
I don't know who that is.
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You was just goddamn talking about that nigga paying up his child support last week.
Wait,
goddamn!
Okay, no, I do know who you're talking about.
Nah, for real. So you know what that nigga is. That nigga goddamn was over there. He hit a 3 on LeBron and talking about some D-up old ass nigga. He be talking that shit. He just sent Kevin Durant and them old niggas home last year. And so he's trying to do the same thing this year with Julius Randle's ass. Now I know they're missing Karl Anthony Towns' little freaky ass. Because Karl Anthony Towns, that nigga's playing like a bad bitch. He playing like a bad bitch goddamn at Madison Square Garden. That nigga was playing last night. That nigga Karl Anthony Towns was the best addition for the Knicks in the fucking world. Because now that nigga can space the floor out and they goddamn, like, they're so deep. Like, they goddamn got Mikal Bridges, who's really a 2 in D. That nigga's not no 3 in D ever since that nigga changed his jump shot and shit. But then the goddamn Knicks goddamn got Jalen Brunson, who's a 3-level scorer, who's the tiny nigga. You know what I'm saying? Tiny chubby nigga with a whole lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? But then you goddamn got Josh Hart is the hustle man of the fucking year. Then you piece that all together with the best shooting big man of all time, which is Karl Anthony Towns, and he's playmaking. I see a Karl Anthony Towns goofy ass over there doing this shit. Karl Anthony Towns is so goofy. He's like, I'm on that shit. I'm on that shit. That's how he talk. This nigga's a big ass 7-footer. He got a bad bitch too. I ain't gonna cap. That nigga got a bad bitch and he sound like one too. That nigga's like, I'm on that shit. I'm on that shit. But that nigga played his goddamn ass off. I ain't gonna cap. Karl Anthony Towns, he might goddamn be the key piece to beat the Boston Celtics. I'm not even gonna cap. He might be the piece that gets the Knicks out of the East. No cap. But then I think that my finals matchup is gonna be the Knicks versus the goddamn Lakers. If LeBron and Luka can do what they need, not just them, because we need AR to step the fuck up. We need goddamn. Hold up, let me light my blitz. Hey, hold up, it's 420, nigga. This crackhead motherfucking lighter, fuck it.
What you want me to do?
We got AR. We need AR to step the fuck up. We need Thomas to step the fuck up. Vanderbilt stay the fuck hurt. We need goddamn
Stay the fuck hurt.
That nigga stay the fuck hurt, but he's talented as fuck. We need goddamn the light skinned nigga with the braids and shit out of Miami. Oh, I know his name. But I can't say it right now, so fuck him. The nigga that look like that, nigga from, Meet the Browns and shit with the braids and shit. You know that nigga from the Tyler Perry movie back in the day that had that braid wig that used to have all them girls go crazy? That's who that nigga look like, no cap. But then, we need him to step the fuck up, our damn point guard. We need everybody to step up, even to Bronny. Cat. We need everybody to play on their best P's and Q's because LeBron don't have for long. We're not going to have LeBron for too much longer. LeBron's not going to be here forever. You feel me? So, in LeBron, I know it looks like this nigga's going to be able to play great and play at the LeBron expectation forever. But then eventually, this nigga's going to slow down. And when he does, we trying to win now. You feel me? Before that time comes. So, I think if we can do what we need to do and get Anthony Edwards out the fucking way, because that's the biggest... Anthony Edwards is the biggest threat to the Lakers because if they get through these niggas, they definitely gonna get through the rest of the West because these niggas are the biggest threat to them. I think that all the rest of the niggas are too young to play with these niggas unless you're playing Golden State. Now, Jimmy Butler is a goddamn Hall of Fame motherfucker. Now, Jimmy Butler just needs to win a championship just to solidify it. But the only difference between what Jimmy Butler's done and what Kevin Durant done is because Steph Curry and them beat Kevin Durant that year before he went there and joined them, right? Kevin Durant was beating them niggas 3-1. So then, them niggas shouldn't even have lost to Steph Curry and them to begin with. But then you go and lose to them niggas and you join them niggas. That's some sucker shit. So then they went and saved your legacy because you can't win without them niggas. Them niggas, you left them niggas and them niggas done won without you, before you, and with you, nigga. So yes, you was the final MVP, but they gonna let you be the final MVP so then we can win a championship. Only because Steph Curry's so motherfucking smart that he knows that if I goddamn be selfish as fuck, then it's not gonna be enough balls to go around with Clay, with goddamn Draymond, with goddamn Andrew Bogut, with goddamn, they had everybody on them motherfucking Andre Iguodala, with goddamn, they had everybody. So then they all played their role. So then, yes, we playing against LeBron and them. So KD, you be the X factor. You just score. You feel me? Be yourself. Why you fucking came here? But then Jimmy Butler, he's not saving Steph Curry's legacy, but he's boosting Steph Curry's legacy. If he helps Steph Curry win another one, Steph Curry will goddamn be looked at better than Magic. And then you will have to look at Jimmy Butler as a Hall of Famer. No other choice, because Jimmy Butler, he's starting to become one of I'm trying to was he one of the let me think. Was he one of the best Heat guards of all time? Because you had Hardaway, you had Rice, you had Dwayne Wade, of course. Mario Chalmers won a few chips with him, but that nigga goddamn was over there looking like that Popeyes worker. Goddamn Jimmy Butler was over here averaging 50 by himself. Playoff Jimmy. That nigga goes to God everywhere he goes. That nigga changes the team. But they want to label him a problem. You want to know why? Because he's outspoken. I'm trying to tell you, an outspoken black man is always dangerous and scary. And it might not even be the real head coach. It might be the owners and shit that's scared of that nigga. Because that nigga was outspoken as fuck at the Timberwolves. That nigga, before this recent success and shit, them niggas had to wait a little minute before they made the playoffs again. But before Jimmy Butler went to the Timberwolves, them niggas was ass. Like, them niggas was black ass. You feel me? So then, this nigga goddamn go to the Timberwolves, The first year they made the playoffs with that nigga. Then they got them acting like they don't want to pay this nigga. So then this nigga goes to goddamn Philly. Nigga went. They should have. That was the year they should have won. That was the year they should have won. They lost on some bullshit. They really lost on some bullshit. And Jimmy Butler, he was their closer. He won so many games for Joel Embiid and them. But then they went and tried to make him the problem. That's what rubbed Joel Embiid the wrong way, because Joel Embiid, he liked Jimmy. And he knew that if he wanted to win a chip, he needed Jimmy. But then no, they let Jimmy the fuck out. So then when they let him down to Miami, Jimmy said, all right, I'm going to do it by myself again. Went and beat Milwaukee, went through the Celtics. He's going through a lot of stacked teams that they counted them niggas out. He's over there D'ing up Giannis by himself. Giannis got him at a height disadvantage of goddamn 10 inches and a whole foot and shit. But this nigga that nigga got so much heart. That nigga got the heart of a lion. And the nigga's the most heart, like him, between him and Russell Westbrook. I don't know who's the hardest playing superstar, but that nigga needs his flowers. And Jimmy Butler is a Hall of Famer. Jimmy Butler's a top 10 player in this league. Jimmy Butler's really a top 5 player in this league, but people really sleep on him because in the regular season, he just takes his foot off the pedal. But this nigga in the playoffs, he shows y'all who the fuck he is. No cap. And so then, I can't wait to get on that Jaylen Brown shit. Ask me more about this Jaylen Brown and Kanye West later, because I got some shit to talk about them niggas. Let's talk about it now.
A few more questions left.
Okay, come on, let's talk about it then. Because
what happened with Jaylen Brown and Kanye West?
This is how Jaylen Brown and Kanye West has a connection. And I know y'all just give me a second to explain this. Because Kanye West has been right this whole motherfucking time, and don't nobody even realize it. Because now you got Kanye West, he's over here. I understand the niggas wearing damn KKK shit, swastikas. Now what I don't condone in at all is the shit that he said about Beyonce's and Jay-Z's child and children and shit. Like, I don't condone you just bashing innocent kids and shit, you feel me? But shit, at this point, they said that she's a demon. So, who fucking knows? Who fucking knows if she's really innocent? But Jay-Z, he got damn, but Kanye, this nigga, what Kanye was talking about back in 2013, when everybody was calling this nigga crazy, when everybody was saying this nigga wasn't on his meds, when he wasn't on his pills, was his epic rant. You don't know the motherfucking answer, Sway. Everybody goddamn said, what the fuck is wrong with Kanye? They didn't understand. Kanye was saying how he's trying to be the Medici family, how he's trying to be the next Walt Disney, how he's goddamn trying to create something that's powerful, how he knows that he's onto something, and that he knows that he has something to grasp and he has something to prove, and that all the ideas in his head and his heart and his mind, he knows that if he can put that into intuition and put that on paper and put that in front of the world to see, that he knows that it'll be the biggest thing in the world. So then he already knows that he done collab with Nike. I done collab with Nike. I got the most iconic shoe that Nike ever done made with the Red October. That shit goes for goddamn $60,000, $100,000. I done made the most iconic shoe with y'all niggas already. So goddamn give me my shit to goddamn actually create this shit. But what he was crying for back in the day was he was crying because he can't goddamn do this shit without a partnership from the Jews. He can't do this shit without goddamn Adidas or Nike. He can't do this shit without nobody. Jaylen Brown said, fuck y'all niggas. Jaylen Brown said, I'm about to go and start my own shoe company. I'm about to go start my own shit. Kanye West already know. You already know. Think about what Yeezy is right now. Yeezy is one of the biggest brands. Yeezy as a prestige brand, it's up there now with Nike, Jordan, Adidas, like Balenci, all the designer shit. That nigga Yeezy, he done made that brand and done marketed that brand to the point where it's up there with Skims. It's up there with all that shit. You feel me? It's just as prestige and but what pissed him off is because this nigga's trying to get in there and made that shit Yeezy and own 100% of that shit. But then white folks, the Jews, ain't gonna let that nigga in. They not gonna let that nigga do that shit. Now think about it. If you goddamn have, think about it. Because in the 80s, They goddamn gave Michael Jordan the contract of a lifetime to come with Nike because they already knew Air Jordan was gonna be the biggest thing, and they marketed the fuck out of Air Jordan. That nigga went to goddamn the Olympics with the Dream Team, all that. Everybody's wearing Nike and shit because when Jaylen Brown said "fuck y'all niggas,"
So you
saying
the Jews run the game?
They run everything, but hold up, I'm about to teach y'all some shit because Jaylen Brown said, "Fuck y'all niggas. I'm not goddamn doing anything." So when he said he's not signing the No Shoe brand, they goddamn went and got his backup to go play in the Olympics, knowing damn well that's been this nigga's dream was to go play for the Olympics. This nigga's been talking about creating a Black Wall Street and in Boston that's openly known as being one of the most historically racist cities in America forever of time. But then do you think these niggas want him to go and start a Black Wall Street? No. Do you think that, what I was about to say about Michael Jordan is, Michael Jordan, they went and marketed the fuck out of Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan would have said, "Fuck y'all niggas, I'm starting my own shit, I'm starting Air Jordan, but I've got my own marketing, I got my own manufacturer, I got my own publicity, I got my own everything," then I don't need y'all niggas. I got my own shit. I'm starting my own shit. And then, you know that, because it's probably like an 80-20 cut. Now, I don't know the nigga's contract because I'm not Michael Jordan. But the nigga might not even get 20% of what the fuck is his overall revenue off all the Jordan brand shit that he sells. He might only be getting 5%, 3%, and Nike's getting 97, 95%. But that 3% is $3 billion, $6 billion, $10 billion. That's why he's rich as fuck. But imagine if that nigga could have kept the 95% instead of the 3%, right. Who would be in power? So then if you goddamn have enough people to goddamn do that shit, and then we all create a Black Wall Street, because there used to be a Black Wall Street back in like 1925 and shit. Before they went, they had their own judicial system, police system, bus system. They had educational system, everything. But they had all these stores, luxury brands, everything. But then they went and took the companies and shit from everybody, all this shit. So then, if you have enough people that goddamn went and owned that shit and did that shit and come together to make a Black Wall Street, just like how Boosie is goddamn creating the Boosie Estates and shit down here in Georgia and shit. What if there's another rapper that's like, okay, bet, I'm goddamn gonna create a Mr. Hot Commodity Estates, and I'm getting that shit right beside Boosie Estates. Then you goddamn like, I'm getting an Adrian Estates, and I'm getting that shit right beside my estate. Then you goddamn, now we done section that. Now we got them creating the power. They not letting that shit happen. So then Kanye West was out there crying, saying that he got the brand in his head. He got these ideas because now the reason why Adidas accepted him was because they knew they were going to use him. Because they already knew that we were going to come here, give us all your ideas in your brain, and all your sketches, all your models, all your modules. Now, once they used him and got that shit that nigga had from 10 years ago, they went and tried to make him sound crazy and trying to cancel this man and trying to push the media, because they're the ones that run the news, they run everything we see, they run everything we hear, they run the music industry, they run YouTube, they run everything. So then, if they're running the whole media, then they're going to sit here and try to portray this nigga to be one way, and perception is reality. So then, since perception is reality, they're going to sit here and try to make the stock market and shit crash on this nigga, and that's the reason why he lost all those billions overnight and shit. So then, since they're going to sit here and try to control him, now we don't need you. They sit here giving all these athletes, Anthony Edwards, goddamn Derrick Rose, they giving all these athletes Kanye's ideas from 10 years ago. So imagine what the fuck is in that nigga's head now. So then this nigga sitting here was crying out 15 years ago, sitting here trying to say, I'm trying to own this shit. I'm not trying to goddamn partner up with Nike. I'm not trying to partner up with Adidas. I'm not trying to partner up with nobody. I'm trying to create Yeezy, and this be my shit. And it be just as big, and it's going to be bigger than goddamn Balenciaga. It's going to be bigger than Ralph Lauren. It's going to be bigger than Givenchy. It's going to be bigger than every other brand. And he already knew it, but he knew that they would not let him own that shit. They would only let him do it with a cosign from them, and they were going to use him. So then now, Jaylen Brown then said, fuck y'all niggas. They trying to goddamn control that nigga and make him goddamn sign to Nike and shit like that. And so then he goddamn can go and sell his shoes and shit. So then that's the reason why I'm like, now That's the reason why I don't know what the fuck is the KKK shit going on, but the swastika shit, I think that's more aimed at the Jews. Now, I'm not anti-Semitic. I love Jews. You feel me? Jew pussy is good pussy.
What
you
the
feel
fuck?
me? So, hey, they got them,
What the fuck?
they be having them long ass fucking damn, sideburns and shit, and them Jew niggas is cool as fuck. Don't get me wrong, I fuck with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no anti-Semitic shit over here. I love all people, black, white, purple. It don't matter who the fuck you is. But I'm just speaking the truth on what I've done researched and what I done seen and what I done learned. Because Kanye West, if you go back and look at it, I remember watching that shit when I was 13, and I was sitting here looking up Da Vinci. I was sitting here looking up the Medici family. I'm sitting here trying to learn about what the fuck this nigga's sitting here talking about. But then this nigga's been on to something this whole time. Every president that we have, everybody has to go and abide to one person. And so then that's the reason why, and then they openly have already said, and that's why now I'm starting to understand why Kyrie Irving and everybody saying that we're the real Israelites and we're the real Jews is because they're saying that Jesus was black. We're the real Jews. We're really from there. Egypt is in Africa, but then they're trying to say that the way the media's done pushed it and the Jews done got their reparations and all this shit, they done got their land and everything. Back in the day, we didn't ever even get our 40 acres and a mule. That's the reason why when you say, when you gonna die with your money, spend it, but then we same black people over there trying to wonder why Donald Trump is sitting here creating full immunity and shit, is because Donald Trump, how did he get there? He got this spot from being rich. He got there because his dad gave, out of his own words, his dad gave him a humble loan of $1 million to start up his own company with. That nigga think that shit's humble. Exactly. But exactly, generational wealth. That's the reason why I'm like, we gotta get this land. We gotta be able to pass this shit down. We gotta be able to pass this shit to our kids. Donald Trump went and became a billionaire in real estate. Donald Trump sit here and he said that $1 million and turned that to $1 billion. But then when his dad died, ain't no telling how much more money and assets and shit that he got from his dad and shit. But that's what the fuck. That's what drives it. And then now, that nigga done became so rich and powerful that this nigga can become the most powerful person in the world. Now black people sitting here trying to wonder, why is he sitting here creating full immunity? But we gonna sit here and buy all these Mercedes. We done came in the goddamn 50,000 and we gonna buy the cars and jewelry and clothes and all this. That backwards thinking instead of putting that shit in the land, businesses and stuff like that. Because if you do that, now we really will have the power. But they're scared. They do not want to become the minority. That's the reason why the tariffs and stuff is getting so high. So then they can keep the white people in power, because they know that the more people come over in this motherfucker, then they gonna become the minority. Them niggas is terrified of being the minority. But we goddamn don't even have enough assets and resources and goddamn funding to goddamn put against them to even try to go into no goddamn revolutionary or anything like that, because they have way more funding and like money and everything like that. So that's the reason why we gotta start, and us as a whole in our generation gotta enlighten and teach the youngins, so then we all can starting to generate that. So now we might not see it, but our great grandkids might goddamn see a black America instead of a white America. But then that's the reason why Kanye, that nigga might have been right this whole goddamn time. And I wish that the nigga I really wish that the nigga would really tell us what the fuck he's thinking, so then we wouldn't even have to assume and have the research, because I ain't never talked to that nigga. All this shit that's been going on recently and all of hip-hop culture, a lot of it I feel like is a distraction from what's reality of what's really going on. So then they're putting all that in front of our face to distract us and shit. And so who knows, P. Diddy might be getting paid to go to prison right now. No cap, he might be getting paid to be a distraction. But I don't know, but you got any other last questions or anything to say to the people?
Fuck niggas, fuck bitches, get money.
Hey, fuck niggas, fuck bitches, get money. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy
And everybody
day.
get high.
Get high as fuck today and
For sure.
tomorrow and the next day after that.
Damn, so y'all celebrate 420 like a birthday month?
No. We just should get high every day.
No cap, we should get high every single day. But But yeah, Adrian got to pick up her friend from the airport and shit. So I'll see y'all next week. You'll see them next week, or we might even goddamn try to make this shit even sooner. Oh yeah, she going to DR. She about to go get some Dominican Republic dick. Where you going?
To Puerto Rico.
Oh, PR. She's going to get some Puerto Rican dick. Oh no, you about to have some Rosso Vigo, goddamn. I swear that goddamn kids. You about to have some kids with the good hair.
No, I'm not.
Rico Suave.
Huh? I'm not having nobody's kids.
Why not? You gonna get knocked up down there. She gonna get some dick up. Oh, you gonna fuck a bad bitch. Hold up. No, stick me in your suitcase. I'm trying to get me some bad bitches. I heard they got chickens everywhere too, running around everywhere. So you might could just fry one right off the goddamn street. Damn, that's heaven. No cap. I'm jealous. When do you come back? Well, how long is your trip?
It's like
a week. So then, yep, we're gonna have to wait till next week to talk to y'all niggas. No cap. But I love y'all niggas. I hope y'all love me. She's going to DR to goddamn be a little slut.
It's not DR. And don't say that.
PR, DR, AR, I don't know.
Puerto Rico, I'm going on a girls trip. Not to do
girls trip? You already know. Slut, no cap. I ain't calling you a slut, but that's what go on in them girls trips. Everybody be slutting that pussy out on girls trips. They be fucking each other and fucking niggas and fucking everybody. They just be fucking on girls trips. So if your bitch is on a girl trip right now, nigga, you better get you some pussy and goddamn pray. No cap. Because your chest is about to be tight, way tighter than her goddamn pussy when she get back home. No cap. Do not trust your girl if she on the goddamn girls trip. But we love y'all niggas. She about to go on the girls trip to pop that cool.
Take it back right now.
I take it back. She's gonna be a Virgin Mary, and she's gonna be celibate like me. Right? Like me.
Exactly. Don't break my nail now.
Oh, so now I'm celibate. Because the other day you were saying what it's not celibate.
I don't want to put your business.
I don't give a fuck. These my niggas. I'm an honest nigga.
He's not celibate, y'all.
I am celibate. I've been celibate for
2 days.
I ain't fucked in 5 days.
Celibate. That celibacy, 5 days of celibacy, let me know.
But then
let me know in the comments. It's 5 days celibacy.
But then I've been going strong.
Wait,
this 5 days, because you gotta start somewhere. 5 days is gonna turn into 500.
Did you hear the song on Party Next Door and Drake album?
Yeah, on the end of the shit, she was like, that do sound like me. But that is celibacy because I can't help it because it just be that temptation begin to me, and I wake up and my dick cutting up my goddamn drawers and shit. So then I'm like, I need some pussy. So then then just like last night, this bitch goddamn text me talking about some, hey Adin, I ain't gonna say her name, but she was like, it's so and so. She's like, you need some head? Damn, like that's the text messages that be coming through my shit. And sometimes I just fall for the temptation and I go bust a load all over their face and shit. But I'm being celibate till I find my wife. So if you find me attractive, hit me up because I'm looking for a wife. If you 5'9" and up, I don't give a fuck what race. And just be loyal and a freak bitch that don't give a fuck. Hey, and I'ma need ya. Hey, no cap. Hey, slut bucket. And I love y'all niggas. Hope y'all love me. We'll see y'all back tomorrow.